Hello again. Between September and December of last year, I practically fell off the face of the earth. I had a couple videos that were mostly things I filmed in the course of an afternoon in order to keep my post schedule current. And I mentioned several times throughout those videos that the reason that I was so infrequent with posting is because I was working on a really big project. Now you're probably thinking, Milo, we know you're working on a big project. You had to plan a tour to Turkey, of course you were busy. And yeah, that did keep me pretty busy, admittedly. But that actually wasn't the project I was talking about. Because for pretty much the entire last half of 2022, I was working on something which I'm now finally able to announce. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Milo Rossi, and I wrote a book. Oh my god, it even has my name on it. That's kind of wild. In the middle of last summer, I had a publishing company reach out to me, and they were like, hey, you that guy who does all that archaeology stuff, right? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, we've been looking to make a book about archaeology stuff, and you seem like the kind of guy who'd do that. Do you want to do that? And I said, yeah. So here I am, 7-8 months and about 60,000 words later, and here's a book. Now, unlike most copies of this book, this one does not have any words in it because it's a dummy copy, which is something I didn't know publishers do, but I think is very funny. I think I want to use it as like a journal or something. It would be a kind of entertaining use of this book, very customized. But I promise your copy will have words in it. I wrote a whole lot of them, so they better be there. But the book is called The Encyclopedia of the Weird and Wonderful, and it consists of almost 100 entries talking about different historical oddities, facts, and curiosities that you can share with all of your friends and family. It covers the last 200,000 years of human history, and also goes back a little farther. I sprinkled a couple Denisovans and Neanderthals in there as well, just to keep things spicy and interesting. Now, something I talk about a lot on this channel is how humanity has always been pretty much the same. A group of people that lived 100,000 years ago, and you and I have a lot more in common than we think. Even though the world and environment we live in are incomprehensibly different, the way that we conduct ourselves as people and the things that drive us is almost exactly the same. And so my thesis for this book was trying to go through a human lifespan. The book begins with stories of early childhood from all around the world from all different time periods, whether it be ancient toys or baby bottles or the way that parents did the ancient time-tested human tradition of parenting. And the following pages take us through the chapters of human life such as work and education, entertainment, love and sexuality, and finally the last chapter that we all get, death and burials. In order to really emphasize my thesis of how humanity has always been the same, I also tried to implement a couple sort of short, I guess, stories along with it. Little creative writing exercises where I try to write about the people who may have interacted with the sites and artifacts I discuss in the book. It's kind of an attempt to be able to put you into their shoes a little bit more because it's all too easy to just talk about artifacts as we see them today and some of their hypothetical uses. But it's really easy to remove the human aspect from that and make it very challenging to put ourselves in their shoes. It's a bit of an experimental format for a book, and I've never really seen anyone do it before, so I hope it connects. The Encyclopedia of the Weird and Wonderful was a weird and wonderful experience to write. I've never written a book before, so when I said yes, I was like, oh yeah, how bad can this be? And then I was sitting there writing 2,000 words a day, feeling like my brain was gonna leak out of my ears. Jesus, is there like a fucking spaceport back there? What's with that? But after months of mind-numbing work, it is finally done. It has been formatted and illustrated with like 100 and something beautiful handmade drawings and is available for pre-order now. The link to that is in the description of this video. You can check it out. I even have an Amazon author page now, which I guess I can add author to my growing list of accolades that I never thought I'd have. Archaeologist, silver jewelry peddler, professional internet smartass. Jeez Louise, is there anything this man can't do?
Boom. Roasted.
The book will officially release on October 3rd, I believe the publishing team said, so you'll have a summer of anticipation before you get to see the beautiful words that I have put to paper. But now that my ad read is out of the way, I guess I have a little bit more of a personal note, which is just the fact that I am very humbled by the fact that I was able to do this. I mean when I say that I worked my ass off on this manuscript, and it was a project unlike anything I have undertaken. I've written my fair share of essays in high school and college, but this was unlike anything I have ever had to do. It was a ton of work and an amazing learning experience, and I'm just really proud to now be able to actually hold it in my hand, even if all the words fell out of this one. And I guess on another last little personal note, I suppose I'm extra proud of this because my mom was a writer and an author, and so to be able to hold this in my hand and see my name on the cover, it makes me very proud, and it makes me feel like I'm doing the best I can to fill a pair of shoes that I never really thought I'd be able to. But anyway, that's enough sentimentality. The Encyclopedia of the Weird and Wonderful is available for pre-order now. The link to that is in the description, and get used to it because I'm gonna be advertising this shit for the next like 6 months because my god, I worked my ass off on it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. My name is Milo Rossi. Remember to stay curious, stay inquisitive, and most importantly, remember that I wrote a book.